Welcome to the Reflection Show. My name is Ramsey Rizard. You never go to the mirror scripted. You always go unscripted. And today I got a very unique, unscripted story. I mean, this brother here, you can tell by his fashion that he has something to say. And I think you want to sit on that couch, or whether you're looking on the phone, I think you want to pay attention to what he's getting ready to share. He's not just a business mogul. He's a successful business mogul right here in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. Make some noise for the one and only Andre Osborne!
Thank you. Big energy. I love it.
How you doing, man?
Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
I need to call you Mr. Swag because you got this whole swag going on, Andre. Who dresses you? Your wife dresses you? Who dresses you?
You know, I can go out and say I dress myself.
Come on.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But this time I did.
Does she influence you in your style?
Yes. When we got married, I had a duffel bag of clothes. That's all I owned clothes-wise.
A duffel bag?
A duffel bag.
Why?
Clothes are hard to find for people my size.
How tall are you?
6'3". So I tell people I have the dimensions of Steph Curry minus the contract. So
I'll tell you what, after this interview, you definitely need to go sign up for improv. Because ever since you came in, you've been having jokes all day.
Life is short. Why not have fun?
You know, it's true. I mean, you're having fun in business,
yes.
Right? You're having fun in learning who you are and helping to identify, like, hey, you know, what are some of the things Andre can become in this world? Mm-hmm. So let me ask you a question as far as, where are you from?
I'm originally from New York.
Okay.
I moved to Georgia when I was 16, and I've been here ever since. Left, went to school, came back. There's nothing like it. Atlanta. I came at one of the best times in Atlanta history. Music, culture, just what a great place to be. I think we're the most influential city in America.
Did you ever envision yourself coming to Atlanta?
My mother said that she was going to come. My father was like, nah, I don't think so. But she said, we're going. Probably the best thing my father ever did, agreeing to go. And we've been here ever since, and I love it here.
Now let's talk a little bit about your childhood. What was it like growing up with your mother and the father? What are some key principles that they taught you that allow you to become the man you are today?
So my parents, I think handling money. It was when I got in college that I learned that couples had separate bank accounts. That was something that was oblivious to me. My dean was like, yeah, I have my money, my wife has her. I was like, you have separate bank accounts? My mother managed all the money in the house. And my father, something needs to be done. He's like, we need to do this, this, and this. But for the most part, I just remember that's how things operated, and that's how I function in my marriage currently.
Yeah.
And I hear people argue about money all the time, but that's not really a thing I ever grew up understanding. So from a marriage perspective, growing up, mother and father, that's, I think, one of the major takeaways. Managing money. My father has always had a great work ethic.
Yeah.
Left at 4:30 in the morning. He was a trade person. He was a plumber by trade. And the work ethic, I just, quitting is not an option. And first advice he gave me within the first week we got married, my father said, love doesn't pay bills.
That's real.
And that's what I tell anybody that's looking to be married. I'm not saying that love can't carry you through.
Yeah.
And because when money's not flowing, if y'all don't understand each other and have conversation, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough either way. But love doesn't pay bills is the advice my father gave me. And you have to build something together.
And that's a great thing, because sometimes, you have men in the world who struggle to lead their homes properly because the environment they come from doesn't come with perspective such as what your father laid on you as a young man. Now that you and Danielle have been married for over 15 years.
15 years.
And you guys have been in business for over 14 years. It's been incredible. So let's talk about that journey when you found your wife, when you found your good thing, and you guys embraced this journey of business. What was that like for you? Like, what was going through your mind?
It was fast. I tell people I didn't think very long and hard about it. We got married on the fly, literally. Walked past the courthouse, said, let's get married. She was like, you're not serious. I said, watch me. 45 minutes later, we were married.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
True story.
You went to the courthouse.
We were in New York City
Uh-huh.
for one of my family members' weddings. We're walking down the street. I asked the cop for directions to go go hang out, go on a date. Cop says, go to the courthouse, make a left. We made it to the courthouse. 14 years later, 15 years later, here we are. And when we got back, we started a business together. Well, I'm sorry, I joined the family business, put it like that. The rest is history. So it was pretty fast. I did everything at the same time.
Because almost sound like you guys eloped.
That's what they called it eventually. That's what they called it. I didn't know that's what they called it, but hey.
Wow.
Everything at the same time. I tell people are trying to build something. Oh, I want to get to this certain point in life. Do it at the same time. Why not?
So you could have like started a different business with your wife. I mean, you guys had the success in your education, young and vibrant and a lot of energy. You guys could have done something different. Why, in your role, you took the route of embracing the family business?
We were at a Super Bowl party, because Danielle and I have known each other since we were like 16. We're at a Super Bowl party. Her father says, you know what? I want to open a location in Atlanta. I'd never been to his business in New York. I just literally looked around at the house and I said, well, I think he's done pretty well for himself. We go upstairs. He does a little test run of how he makes money.
Right.
Tested a piece of jewelry on some equipment he had in the house, told me a price, and then he said how much he sold it for. I saw the gap and I just said, why not? I tell people you can be smart, but it's very simple.
But it's very simple.
Be smart enough to keep it simple.
I like that because complicated people don't find the simplicity of the success that sits right in front of them, you know. But I like this father-in-law and mentorship
Yes.
that you've embraced. Because most men would have been like, nah, I'm good. You know, I got your daughter. I'm going to go, do my own thing. He took you upstairs and he showed you the value of his career and of his success and how he did it. In your mind, it clicked and you said yes. What was the next step for you as an individual man? What was the next step for you to help yourself define this risk that you were taking?
It's easy when you're starting from the bottom. People say that, oh, I have to get to this point in life to get married and activate these things. It was 2010, and I literally looked around and I said, people that have more than us are failing left and right.
Say that again.
People that have more than us are failing left and right.
And stop that for a second, because what he's simply explaining is that it's not about how you define what the Joneses are doing. It's pretty much how do you view where you want to be in life, right?
It was simple for me. So if more successful people have failed and are making it work, what's the risk for me? We're starting. I see no loss in just going with it. Try it.
So you don't see no loss in the beginning.
No.
You see everything as being gained.
We started from zero. We borrowed a car, her parents' car. We were finishing up our degrees. We had a home, and my parents gifted me a home, which is a very big blessing.
Wow.
But the blessing of the home enabled me to have the confidence to do everything you see me do today.
See, your parents did a LeBron James, right? Where LeBron created an opportunity for Bronny. But a lot of people don't, especially in the African American community, there's a huge struggle where when the parent places a legacy in the hands of their children, that's what they built it for, and that's how it should be. So most people would say, hey, Andre, man, what you just said, I feel like you're a weak man. But to me, I think it's humility. I think humility has led you into the place that you're in now because you borrowed a car, the parents.
Yes.
You followed the business model. You accepted this route, and look at you today.
You have to build on something. Starting from absolute, nothing is not the best way the easiest way to achieve success. And it doesn't, and even with the help that we've received, it
Right.
hasn't guaranteed an easy road. The road that we've been on is very difficult. We're in a hard asset class, being precious metals. And being in the precious metal space, you need a lot of capital. And even if you have a lot of capital, if I didn't have the tutelage of my father-in-law, you can lose it all. I see people lose a lot of money trying to do things shortcut, trying to do things the way business is not done. And even as early as last week, I had some gentlemen in my office, and I said, do it like this, and you don't lose a little bit of money in our space. You lose thousands and thousands of dollars. And I've seen some situations go sideways, but fortunately we always have dad there to say, don't do that. And you have to take the advice. Advice I give people in business is, if you want to get into a space, whether you have the money or not, it's not about the money, it's about the experience and the wisdom of the people that have done it before you. Ask an old guy. And people will help you if they see that you desire to put the effort in and put the work in.
And you're a father, you're a husband. What is that life like with the business that that you're in now? Like, how does that make you feel to see that your children are embarking on something great that you have embraced as a man?
Everything that we've done is literally an act of God. We've had to rebuild once or twice, and on the rebuild, God gave me a literal inspiration. The name of the business, Alex Lexington, is named after our children. It was September of 2018. Our child was on the way at the end of the year, January. Pulling into the driveway, God, inspires on the name Lexington. So I look up the name, do some research. Our first child is Madison. Our second child that was on the way, we gave the middle name Lexington. Those streets are parallel in New York.
Wow.
And Alex is her middle name. Alex Lexington is literally named after our children, who will be the fourth generation of the business. And that was taking advice from somebody, a buddy of mine who's a consultant, says, hey, rebrand your name, rebrand your business, tell a story. The rest is history. Alex Lexington and Alex Lexington Diamonds is here today because it's a legacy, and it's literally the next generation of our family.
So finish the sentence for me. This sentence, I'm going to simply start off as, when I say I am Andre Osborne, what other words or sentence would finish that off for me?
I'm a dad, a husband, a brother, entrepreneur, a fighter. We're here, even though we've achieved some success, it's never been all the way easy. We're at the beginning of our next wave of success, and God told me it was going to be hard, and then God told me it was going to be, you're there. And I said, God, what is there? And we've literally seen our business grow exponentially, just because of trusting, from a biblical perspective.
Yeah.
The journey that God has brought us on.
Almost sound like an Abraham story.
More like I'd say Joseph.
Wow.
Because 14 years is how long we've been in the business. And Joseph was in jail, displaced.
Right. Betrayed.
And then he became governor.
Wow.
So I don't say I'm going to become governor. But,
who knows?
But I'm going to be pretty big in our space. That's our goal. That's my goal personally.
Yeah.
And I told my wife that she's going to be bigger than I could have imagined, and that's a testimony from God that I had to sit with for a little while.
Now, Andre, as we get ready to end this show, there's a younger version of yourself that is probably disappointed at where they are in life, or there's a younger version of yourself that's getting ready to really hit that peak, but they don't even know mentally how to get there. What words of advice could you share with those two individuals that are looking in the mirror at this time?
I would say trust the process. It is long, it is hard, but it will be very rewarding if you stay with the process. Trust family. Family's gonna help you through it. I've had great parents. I've had great support. And like I said, ask the old guy. Ask somebody that's an expert in whatever it is that you're trying to strive to be in. And that's what's got me to this point in life.
Wisdom is a weapon. You can either use it for good or you can either use it for great. You just got to make that decision like Andre and look at what are the mentors that are in front of you that have defined their success, whether it's in their home, whether it's in their words, or whether it's in their finances. This is a chance for you to look back at this story and say to yourself, can I be an Andre Osborne? Can I be a successful individual who's embraced a journey that allowed them to be successful today? I'm Ramsey Rizard. This is The Reflection Show. And remember, your experience matters. Thank you so much for watching.
So it burns like a fire.